Alright, so with the shoulders, you can just start with a warm-up stroke. Again, it's this part of the elbow, and you work on an electrospinny right next to the spine. And again, you can see my whole body is moving, and my elbow stays under my shoulder the whole time. And you come all the way around the shoulder, and with a soft part over the shoulder blade, and then around the ribs. And you create a little circle there. Then we warm the shoulder up, so really work the whole shoulder blade, because that will make lots of difference when you're then working on a rhomboids. So trace the shape of it, really work on the tendons all around into the shoulder girdle. Some nice knots here, just under the shoulder blade. This can be a really sensitive part for people, and they can laugh or cry or complain. My recommendation is that you ask them to breathe through it, because it's really important that this gets worked out, because it restricts people's breathing. So there's quite lots of crunchy bits here on the ribs. So get those all worked out. You can also work with the fascia over the ribs. Just roll the skin nicely. That releases lots of tension in the upper back, all the way towards the spine and over the shoulders. And just work around the edge of the shoulder blade to prepare it for further work. When it's warmed up, gently stretch the arm, place it over the lower back. If people cannot reach there, sometimes they have restrictions in their shoulders, whether it's because they're too muscular or have shoulder injuries. You can allow the hand just to hang off. It's not ideal, but it's workable. But ideally, you want the arm on the lower back, just nice and relaxed. Okay, now you work with your elbows here. What I do, I put my outside arm just next to the elbow, so as I'm working on the shoulder blade, the elbow doesn't slip off because it gets stopped by my arm. I lean in, and with the sharp bit of my elbow, I work around the edge of the shoulder blade. Again, it's my body that's moving. Then the sharp bit just next to the spine. Again, if you're uncomfortable with this to start with, you can use your other arm just to trace the spine so you feel comfortable that you're next to it. But you will feel it. Just be mindful, be careful, and really take notice of what you feel with your elbow. And just allow your weight to sink in. Allow the person to get back into their breathing. That can release lots of tension, and then just release your arm so the angle is different, and you then go under the shoulder blade. So I'll show you how the shoulder blade opens. There is like little gap underneath it. So with the elbow, that's where you slide in. Okay, you're really stretching the rhomboids away from the spine. And you then do that along the length of the shoulder blade. Just keep going back and forth.
Can we do it again? Just a sec.
Just from here?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Then we travel along the length of the shoulder blade. So you kind of lean in when it's next to the spine, and then you lean away and relax the arm as you pull in towards the shoulder blade. Now some people might not be able to take that pressure, so you can just start straight away with working with your thumbs. So nice and straight arms, and lean in. So you have a nice pressure there. So you feel the kind of groove between the spine and the muscle. So there's like a little groove created where the tendons are, and that's where the tension is. So lean in and then pull towards yourself. Again, you want to get under the shoulder blade there. Lean in, pull in. Okay. And then you really want to gather your fingers under the shoulder blades, and do not be afraid. Like the shoulder blade, even on a tiny person like Nelly, can take lots of pressure. So unless you're working on a 90-year-old, fragile lady, really do not be worried to put your weight behind it. I have 70-odd kilos, and I can really, that's my weight hanging on there. That's what you need. You really need that pressure to really stretch the muscle. Okay. If it's someone who's got a history of osteoporosis, then of course you're not going to be hanging on to the scapula. But the whole massage is unlikely to be deep tissue anyway, because the bones are too fragile and need to be much more careful. With a healthy person who exercises, you can really go for it. Stretch it out. Then with your thumbs, circle motions, and you really want to dig out those muscles from under that shoulder blade when they've been stuck. And really put pressure in it. Just try to again keep your arms straight so you can use your body weight instead of your thumbs. And work around the shoulder blade here. There's lots of crunchy stuff around here. It's where all the tendons from the trapezius, from the rhomboids, from teres major, they all accumulate here in the shoulder girdle, and it can cause lots of tensions here. So really work these out, warm them up. Just normal kneading, play around with it, feel the muscles, where they're jumpy. If you find some jumpy muscles, try to find the insertion, the origins, where they, and then work with those. Work with the tendons as opposed to the muscle. When you release the tension, the muscle will just go. And don't be afraid to work quite close to the spine. Don't go over it, don't put pressure on it, but if you work next to it, so with the soft part of my fingers, my thumbs, I'm right against the spine, but then I pull towards myself, and I can feel the little knots in the tendons there. Yeah, so really work on that. And you can do this move along the whole spine. Okay. Now the muscles are nice and warm. You can bring in the elbows again. So there's two things you can do. You can go all the way from the lower back, and you're kind of plowing through the erector spinae all the way down. And make sure you move your knees when you do that. Okay, that you're not hunching over, but you go down with your knees. This is quite a nice warm-up move. And you shift the way your legs are. So you're working with this part of the elbow. Again, you're on erector spinae next to the spine. This arm is very relaxed, pointing forward. And you kind of drag it in. And then when it comes underneath you, that's when the pressure comes in, that's when your body weight comes in. And you really press the muscle down. You're working on the top of the trapezius here. That's when you usually hear the crunchy bits. That's where all the knots are, the stuff that people really need working on. And again, just see how close I'm working to the spine. I'm not over the spine, I'm right next to it. And that's where all the tension in the neck that everyone complains about is. And that's where you really can get with that elbow and really press on it and work on it to release it. And work all the way towards the shoulder girdle here. You can see there's like a little hole in there between the, you know, where the tendons come, the collarbone and the shoulder blade, they all meet here. And that's where you want to get right in between there. Not for too long, because it can be quite intense. Yes. Actually, the fact that you can hear the crunching is a good sign. It means we're deep enough to be able to work with the knots. Some people have so much tension here, you can't even get there. So it takes time to get there. It can be even weeks or months with some. So really work on us. Then you can because we have really so much, look how much movement there is. You can now play so much more with the muscle, with the skin. So just go a little bit more work there. Work around the spine, around the cervical here. It gets really tense. And then we can move on to the neck.